I just finished doing a 7-day no dairy elimination in my diet. So I've been struggling losing weight on carnivore, and I also have this perception that I'm gonna be losing a pound every day, just like a lot of my favorite influencers talk about. And I guess what I don't realize is everybody is different. And some of these guys that are losing weight are also, adding a lot more cardio and doing different forms of carnivore diet, like the Lion's diet. So I decided to take it one step further of my carnivore diet, and I decided, let me try no dairy for 7 days. Dairy is something that I felt like I was kind of addicted to. So this being an elimination diet, not just for physical appearance, but also for mental appearance. If you struggle with food addiction like I do, then eliminating foods that you tend to binge on is something that could be a good idea in your protocol. It was for me. So let me tell you the benefits that I've experienced cutting out dairy from my diet for 7 days. Granted, it's only been 7 days, and I think you need to, in order to feel the true effects of something, you need to cut it out longer. But from my day-to-day experience compared to the week before and the week before that, I'm going to mention the things that I've noticed that were different. The one thing, number one, is less snacking. So there was a thing that I heard that if you can't eat a steak, or you can't eat ground beef, if you can't eat some sort of protein, like, with animal protein in particular, the flesh and the fat, then you're truly not hungry. So there'd be times where I wasn't hungry, but I would be snacking on a piece of cheese or some cottage cheese, or my dessert would be something like yogurt, because as you know, milk contains lactose, and there was probably still that addiction that I was holding on to from the dairy itself. So when I cut it out, I realized that I wasn't snacking as much. And if I was snacking, it was when I was only hungry. Because as I mentioned, if I didn't want to eat a steak, I wouldn't eat it if I wasn't hungry, if I was entirely full. So that is definitely one plus that I've noticed, was less snacking, which is good especially if you're trying to lose weight. So that was perfect for me. Another thing, number two, the second thing that I noticed while doing this, and this is merely anecdotal, but it's something that I am in tune with in my body. I've been going to the gym now for the past 20 something years, even longer, maybe 25 years. And there were times that I was going more religiously or more stricter than other times. But in the past 2 months, I started to work out again when I went carnivore. And I noticed that my workouts were getting better because I was losing a lot of the belly fat. So I was able to I just felt more comfortable in the gym. And because I felt more comfortable, I was able to lift more. That was one of the things. Another thing, of course, you're eating a lot of protein, which is like the building block for muscle. So I would not have as much soreness, or I would recover a lot quicker than I would if I wasn't eating as much protein. But ever since I cut out dairy, something has happened to me. Like, my testosterone level feels like it's gone through the roof. My workouts are unparalleled to what they used to be like in the week before and the week before that even. I get such a great pump at the gym, and you can actually see a lot more of the definition of my muscles coming out. And I think that has a lot to do with the hormones that in my body, that produces in my body, especially in the estrogen department when I do consume dairy. I think now that I'm not consuming dairy and I'm just eating meat, I think my testosterone level has gone up and my estrogen feels lower. None of this has been done by blood tests. This is all just like how I feel at the gym compared to the week before. So this has been one of the best things that's ever happened, because as a man in particular, you want to like be able to build muscle quicker, and there's a lot of things in our foods like microplastics, there's hormones, there's antibiotics in our food that I think messes with our hormones a little bit and causes us to convert a lot of that testosterone into estrogen a lot quicker, and it's not very useful for a man to have a lot more testosterone in their body. Of course, to have a little bit of testosterone is only natural in the human biology, but to have extreme levels or high levels or free range testosterone that you're not able to mobilize and produce quickly, it's detrimental in men's mental health. So that honestly has been the best part of all of this. I don't know if it has to do with the dairy, but I've noticed since I cut out the dairy and I've just been eating meat, that has improved. So I'm going to correlate that. This is correlation, not direct causation. Obviously, there's no studies that I did on myself. Well, there is a study, but right, it's less scientific and more anecdotal. And I just wanted to speak on that coincidentally, I've been recovering better. I've been having better pumps. I've been lifting heavier. I've been having less of the muscle soreness, or even when you're at the gym and you start to build that lactic acid that makes you want to just stop. I've been able to put in more reps and more sets and with more weights. So that's like, for me, that's huge personally in my life. And for that reason, I want to continue to do the only dairy that I have had in my day-to-day or in my diet has been a little bit of raw milk, about 2 tablespoons every morning in my coffee. It is raw milk, so it's definitely a lot more beneficial than pasteurized milk, but I noticed like if I didn't put milk in my coffee, I probably wouldn't drink coffee at all. So that's something to kind of look forward to in the future, especially if I'm trying to cut out all plants. And coffee beans obviously is a plant, it's a lectin. It could be toxic for the body, and that's probably why you get like such a reaction to it, like maybe like a stressful reaction or an anxiety reaction that just kind of like, gets your cortisol going. I don't know. It's something that in the future I would love to remove or to try to cut back on, but I'm definitely addicted to the coffee right now. So that's the only time that I have dairy in my diet. Being that I'm able to lift weights more, number 3 is less bloating. So just not eating dairy and not eating these foods like when I'm not hungry, just snacking. Obviously, it's just going to be stored in my body, and if I'm not, recycling it, or if I'm not utilizing it properly, then it's just going to sit there and make me feel icky, I guess, right? It's only been 7 days, so I can't really tell you that this has been life-changing. This is all anecdotal. It's just what I've been experiencing. I wanted to test out what it would feel like to cut out cheese, especially cottage cheese, yogurt, whenever I randomly do have yogurt, but any dairy, like high dairy product. Butter I still have, and a little bit of raw milk, but I don't drink like a glass of milk or anything like that. So that's been my experience with not doing dairy. Let me know below if you guys have tried it before. How do you feel? Have you added it back into your diet? What else have you cut out from your diet in the carnivore journey that has led to better results or more results that you were actually hoping for? And that's the video, guys. I'm going to continue on this journey of discovering what works for me on carnivore. I do feel like I'm aligned the most with this particular diet compared to the vegan diet when I was vegan. This one in particular has healed my back pain, has healed my mental clarity and depression, has healed my inflammation, and I just feel better overall. I would like to see some more weight loss, but I think that's going to go with more cardio and less snacking. Maybe including just an OMAD diet and a little bit of fasting here and there. We'll see. It's really just, it's a journey. It's not gonna be perfect. It's all about progress, not perfection, as I always say. And with that, I'll leave you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Share it with your friends if they're trying to cut out dairy from their diet and they don't know if it's worth it. For me, so far, it's been worth it. And that's the video, guys. God bless you and peace out.